Well, nothing in Natasha's life was going well at all. Not only was she unlucky to be born into a wealthy family, but nature had also hurt her looks. And today was the worst day of her life. The first handsome boy of the course, Sashka, with whom all the girls were in love, well, Natasha including, publicly announced that he and Larissa on vacations went to rest in Turkey. Of course, where is Larissa, and where is she, Natasha? Although she studies on a budget, she has neither fancy clothes, nor the ability to take care of themselves. A mouse, that's what she is. You, Natasha, are a mouse. Larissa was right to tell her. Natasha lived from stipend to stipend, tried to earn extra money by getting a job cleaning the entryway of a neighboring house. Such work made her hands, which had never had a manicure, grow rough and flaky. Natasha was very ashamed of them and always tried to hide them somewhere. And because of that, she slouched and pulled her head into her shoulders. The only pride of the girl was her thick hair, which she braided into braids, and if it was in the mood, she let it loose, then it flowed down her shoulders in heavy waves. However, Sasha's hair, of course, did not bite. Larissa, by the way, had bad hair, but was able to take care of it, and Larissa also had fancy clothes and rings on each finger, and her daddy, according to her, promised to give her a car when she graduated from the institute. Natasha's way went through the underpass. She got her paycheck today, so she anticipated stopping at the store to buy her favorite yogurts. She could afford it with her paycheck. Then she'd figure out her budget in the dorm, and maybe this month she'd have some money for lipstick. She had already looked for it in a store nearby. Girl, she suddenly heard a call from behind her. Do you want to read my fortune? She looked around and saw that among the other people in the underpass, there was a young gypsy woman looking at her with her coal black eyes. Remembering that to mess with representatives of this nationality would be a waste of time, she sped up her steps. What made Natasha stop and take a closer look at the Romani woman? Then now, after many years, she no longer remembers. Probably some pathetic and uncertain call to fortune-telling. And then Natasha took a closer look. Golly, so it's a gypsy barefoot completely, standing on cardboard, and most importantly, next to the girl buried herself in her mother's colorful skirts. And despite the cold, both in light clothing and only scarves on their heads. How much will you take for the fortune-telling? Natasha asked Natasha sternly. As much as you can spare, that's what you'll give me. What is your name? The girl interrupted the fortune-teller. Rada, and this is my daughter, Lilia. Barrow was very angry at me. I do not carry enough money. Today he said if I predicted less than 10 rubles, then my daughter and I will spend the night on the street. Rada smiled sadly. Let me tell you the whole truth, and you'll gild my hand. I'm not asking for 100 rubles, and you do not have them, as much as you can give. What if your truth is sad? Natalia asked cautiously. No, I can see that you will have a good life, said Rada, and he whom you hold in your heart is not worthy of you. Let him go. Your happiness is yet to come. Your husband will come from the state house, and you'll have good children. You'll be happy. Believe me, I'm telling the truth. If you don't have money, you don't need it either. I just see that your soul is light and pure, and it's a sin to give free fortune-telling to a man with such a soul. I have money. Not much, but I've got it. Here, take it. And go away with your daughter from your barrow. Take pity on your daughter. With these words, Natasha shoved her entire salary to the penny. And while Rada came to her senses, the girl was already on her way up the stairs, and 5 minutes later she was already in her dorm room. What a fool! Her roommate Vika quirked her head when Natasha told her the story. You will starve yourself again for a month, and you are left without lipstick. Natasha only shrugged her shoulders. She can live without lipstick, but it is not appropriate for a small child to stand barefoot on cardboard, even if she is a gypsy. A few years later, there were 2 women in the neighboring beds in the maternity hospital. The beautiful Natalia, wife of a serviceman and head teacher of a local school, was giving birth to her second child. Rada, you? she asked in surprise, recognizing the very same Gypsy from the crosswalk. She looked at the woman perplexedly. "Do you remember the underpass? You and your daughter barefoot on the cardboard? The girl you had conjured up a husband from the bureaucratic house?" Rita smiled. She remembered. "Well, your guessing came true," Natasha went on. "And my husband is from the State House. He is in the Army, and I am tremendously happy with him. And our children are really good. How are you doing here?" "Oh, I took your advice, my daughter, and I ran away from the barrow. Your money was enough. We were accepted in another Tabor, and I'd also found my fate and happiness there." Apparently, they had a mutual fortune-telling. The main thing is that it came true. Subscribe to our channel not to miss new interesting life stories. Give us your likes, write your opinion in the comments.